Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're digging into the Yucca palette from Natasha Denona. This is my first impressions, kind of just doing a look, seeing how it performs. We go over a few of the details about the palette, price point, formulas, this and that, just a quick kind of touching base on it, and we just dive in, create a look, and see how it performs. So yeah, spoiler, this is the look. But yeah, if you want to hear my thoughts, see how I got this look, all of that jazz, just go ahead and keep on watching and let me know down below what you think of the color story within the Yucca palette, because I bought it for the day one when it came out. That's how excited I was for this color story. So let me know down below how you feel about that. And without further ado, let's get into the makeup. Okay, let's get started playing with the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. I'm very excited. Is it Yucca or is it Yucca? Let me know down below. I'm going to say Yucca because that sounds a little nicer. I have no idea. But anyway, we have got the new Natasha Denona MIDI palette, which is the Yucca palette. And here's what she looks like. And I'll insert some B-roll of it on the screen. How beautiful is this? You get a nice mix of finishes within this palette. It does retail for $69, which is a little ouch. Just a little ouch there. But you have 15 shades. The majority of the shimmers in here are the sparkling foiled finish. And you have some mattes and a metallic. The shade Plantasia, Camarebi, and Elysian Maquia are the sparkling foiled, which feel almost like a Super Shock shadow. They have that a bit of a creaminess to it. They got some micro glitter in there, a bit of a duochrome flip. They're very complex shades. Beautiful, beautiful shades. Like when I swatched those, I was very impressed with them. And then Ray, which is a metallic shade. And the rest are a mix of matte and creamy matte. Whole color story of the palette is really pretty. I love these shades. When I saw this palette, my jaw dropped because of they're all greeny, kind of pukey colors that I love. I love colors like this. And yeah, this does feel like a really good quality. It's a soft touch kind of outer component. Gets a little fingerprinty, but not too terribly bad. It's like, you can't see it on camera, but in person I can kind of see some fingerprints. It's a little bit similar to like a NARS packaging, that soft touch feel. You get a nice mirror within, which I just left the thing on. But yeah, it feels good quality. It does have where you can pop the shadows out, rearrange them as you please, or depot into something larger. But I think because of this being a predominantly green palette, and that being one of my favorite colors, we're going to play with the greens today. So I've already done all my face makeup and prime my eyes, brows, all that jazz. So we're just going to jump right in with the eyes now and see how this palette goes. I also have a new mascara to test out. This is the YSL Lash Clash mascara. We'll test that today also. But yeah, let's just dive in here with an eye look. I think I'm going to start with this kind of more concentrated little lay down brush just to start out, and I'm going to focus on the greens. I think first what I'm going to do is take Acacia right here at the top. And I'm going to start to put that in the outer V area, kind of outer corner, and just see how it does. So I'm going to pick it up on this lay down brush and tap off any of the excess, a little bit dustiness, nothing too bad. We're going to just start building it right here and see how it looks. Looks like it has pretty good payoff. It's a really nice kind of olivey green shade. I love colors like this. This makes me so happy. Yeah, blending super easy. And not shearing out too much. It's staying pigmented. Let's one more little dip here. Pretty nice. Okay, I'm going to take a little blending brush. This is a Sigma Diffuse Detail. Just soften those edges. Pretty. That's a pretty color. I'm just letting that focus kind of on the outer half of the eye. And it doesn't look like I'm getting any fallout. But I am being somewhat careful to not get fallout. It does look like it blends out to a nice, have a little bit of a brownie undertone, kind of a warm mustard undertone when you blend it out, which is also very nice. It lends itself well to being blended out in the transition and crease area and has a good flow to it. Sometimes colors like this can be a little bit abrupt. This one has a really nice kind of blend to it. Fluffy brush like this. Just kind of work it right in there. Very nice. Very nice. It's a shade that I would typically, if this was from any other palette, I would go with the transition shade first. But this one really does blend out into a transition shade quite well with just a really pretty mustard undertone. Be a great one and done eyeshadow for just a matte look. I like that color. And for the sake of just using some shades, let's take Citrine now. A little dusty. Not bad though. Good bit picks up on the brush. And I'm going to take that kind of above lightly and just blend a little bit. Ooh, that turns into a really nice color. Into a nice warm mustardy shade. Very nice. I do like that color. Again, this one would be really pretty just all over the lid. It's kind of a one and done. Okay, I'm just going to take a clean, fluffy brush and just make sure everything is blended. These are blending like a dream. Like, great, no complaints there. Very easy to work with. Maybe take a bit of Tipu. T-I-P-U. Let's see how that does. I'll pop a little bit, like right, just in the deepest part, and see what it does. All right. Yeah, that one's a bit more green looking. A little more grassy on the eye. Nice. Looking good. I'm just kind of bouncing into some of the shades just to see what they look like. I really enjoy this Cassia shade. Or Acacia shade, rather. Maybe to deepen out a little bit on the outer corner, we can take a touch of Calathea, which is a really dark kind of forest green teal, and it appears to be a kind of more of a creamy matte formula. And I'm just going to focus it like right in this outer bit. It's not as dark as it appears in the palette, which is pretty common with her creamy mattes. They tend to go in the eye a little bit lighter than what they look. They're very easy to work with formula. It's a very forgiving formula. Just going to tuck that right out there. Just for a little bit of depth. I do think you get a good bit of variety within this palette. You don't have to do green. Like, you've got some peachy tones and some warm colors in here as well. And then some more like just golds. Like, you can definitely, it's not a one-trick pony. And it's not a far reach from Metropolis palettes. So if you're interested in Metropolis, this is, you can kind of get a little bit of the vibe of it, but for a better price point, and have some of the similar shades. And if anything, this one has prettier shimmers in it than Metropolis. There's only like one of the, like something similar to a sparkly foiled shade in Metropolis. It's kind of a topper shade. This one has 4 of those. And yeah, that is blending very easily. Getting some nice depth on the outer corner. I'm liking it. Looking good. You also have the shade Flax, which is a nice kind of cool brown. It's a really interesting option to throw in here. And the shade Elysian, which is kind of a cooler tone also. So you definitely can kind of experiment and get a variety of looks here. I think for today, this is all I'm going to do with the mattes on the eye. Because that was so easy. Very easy to do. Let's take a bit of the shade called Maquia onto the lid. I'm going to apply it with this flat brush and see how it picks up. These are kind of like a cream type formula. They're very creamy. So I don't know if they'll pick up the best on a brush, but we'll see. These might be ones that would just do better with a finger. And, oh, no, it does fine on the brush. It didn't look like it was picking up much, but it is. Oh, that's so pretty, y'all. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That is such a complex green. There's gold in there. There's green. There's like a mossiness. Ooh, wow. It just glows. Oh my goodness. That is a nice color. I love the sparkles. Yep, that is what I want from a Natasha Denona palette right there. And I'm not seeing any fallout either. It's been so long since a color story from a palette has really caught my attention, probably since the Nouveau palette from ABH, that I've just been really excited for. I'm like, yes, I need that palette. The color story is calling my name. This one, I bought the day it launched. I rarely get that excited to buy something the day it comes out. Haven't done that in years. But this one, I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I mean, that's so pretty. That is just so pretty. I need to pull my mirror closer just so I can look at how pretty that is. Wow. What a complex shade of so many different little tones in there. And we go back to my little diffuse crease here, or detail diffuse crease. I'm gonna take a little bit more Acacia, just to come around these edges some. Do a little blending. That's a very flattering shimmer too on the lids. It's not like looking heavy or like emphasizing any texture or anything. It just looks very smooth, yet foiled and sparkly. Cannot beat that. Just a touch of citrine. And we'll do a clean brush. Soften everything out. Alright, and now I'm going to clean this little packer brush off. Let's take a bit of the metallic called Ray. I want to put just a little bit on, like on the inner part. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty, just a nice little shimmer, metallic shade. Oh yeah, it has a nice glow to it. A bit more of a traditional shimmer, but just as pretty. Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice. Very smooth. And this one doesn't have any glitter in it. It's just a smooth metallic. Really nice kind of greeny gold shade. Oh yeah, that looks so pretty. Let's see with a fingertip what Kia does. Oh, look at that. We just tap it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So sparkly. So sparkly. Yet refined. It doesn't look chunky. It doesn't look heavy. Picks up really nicely on a finger or brush, but man, look at that payoff with a finger. Yeah, I say, for me personally, this was $70 well spent, because this is a type of palette that I'm going to be into and use on a pretty regular basis. Now, if you're not into these kind of shades, you're not going to like this, obviously. This is definitely a particular, color story that is not for everyone. But it's a color story that I love, and I reach for shades like this pretty frequently in my makeup routine, so it definitely has a place here. All right, let's take a little bit of Kamarebi. Yeah, I can't pronounce nothing. I'm gonna take a little bit of that on this brush, and I'm gonna put just a touch of it kind of on the inner corner. I want to see what it's gonna do too. Just curious. So pat a little bit right there. Wow, that just adds such beautiful intensity. And this one has some little like silvery sparkles in it too. Very complex shimmers in here. Zero complaints about the matte so far. They've all performed really well. Very effortless. Like, this was such a quick look. Very easy. Oh man, the sparkle of this shade is so beautiful. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna take a little more citrine. And yeah, no fallout. Great performance here. My lids look smooth, they don't look textured. They just look sparkly and metallic, and kind of can't beat that. Can't ask for more here. This is just beautiful. All right, I'm gonna deepen up the outer corner just a tad more, just because. I'm gonna take that little packer brush. I'm gonna take that darkest shade. I'm just gonna tuck that to the lash line. Let it blend up a bit. I'm gonna come across the lower lash line with that same shade on a little bit more of a detailed brush. It's kind of a smudge brush. That's the word. I'm gonna bring a little bit of that just under here. This palette could almost be just like an extension of Metropolis. Like, I definitely think they could play well together, and really you could have some fun. But even though this palette is kind of some off the beaten path colors, I still feel like it's a very wearable palette and very easy to use palette, and can look so cool. I mean, I love the way this is looking. This is so nice. All right, let's take a little bit of Calmarebe shade. I'm gonna put a little bit right under here. All right, that looks cool. And we'll take a little bit of Ray towards the inner part. All right, I'm gonna go to the Detail Diffuse crease and take a little bit of citrine just on the tip of this. And I'm gonna run that just along the underneath, right there. A little light smoking out. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of liner just on the upper lash line, just a touch. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Lancome liner. This is the 24-Hour Drama liquid pencil in the shade Metropolitan. I know she put out some liners with the collection, which I didn't see until I already bought the palette. I wasn't making a separate order. And this color is really similar to one of the ones that she released, the teal shade, which is called Calathea as well. This is not a far cry from that shade. Just a dark greeny teal. And I put just a touch of this right out here. Just for some depth. And a little like outer corner lift. Okay, I just threw lips on and kind of sorted my hair out a little bit. My hair is in a weird state today. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, but on the lips I have used ABH lip liner in Cool Brown, which is not Cool Brown. I don't know where they get that from. And then for lipstick I used Colored Rain satin lipstick in the shade Be Please, topped with a bit of Sugar Pill Oh Honey with Trixie Mattel lip gloss here from the Oh Honey collection in Honey Drip. I just put a little bit of that over the top, kind of in the center, make it a little glowy. I feel like it would tie and go with the eyes. And all the other products that I used today will be listed and linked below. Let's move on to that mascara real quick and we'll finish this video up. I'm excited to try this out. This has some crazy claims. I forgot to write down the price, so I'll put that on the screen. But it did say that the YSL Lash Clash will give you 200% more volume in your lashes. And it's supposed to have 24-hour wear. We shall see. I can't find my lash curler, so we're just going to deal with not having curled lashes, but it looks like we have a pretty traditional wand here. Looks a lot like Lash Paradise, Better Than Sex type wand. Nothing too groundbreaking. So let's go ahead and give this a go. Feels like a dry formula. Okay, it's one coat. I mean, it's alright. Maybe second coat will be magical. Yeah, it definitely did build up on itself well on that second coat. Not bad. Not bad. Can you get the same effect from a drugstore mascara? Absolutely. Falsy Surreal. Hands down. Exactly the same, if not better. Probably better. But this is a nice mascara. I mean, if you can get, with your points, go for it. But I would not pay YSL prices for this. Which is my opinion on any high-end luxury mascara. That being said, this is one of the better performing ones that I have used. That's high-end luxury. It looks good. Let's try a little third coat here. It is volumizing. And if you like a dry formula, this might be one for you. But I definitely don't think you need to run out and purchase that. But yeah, pretty decent volume from it. Definitely. Okay. Pretty nice. Alright, this is our look all complete. Using the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. I'm impressed. I'm hands down impressed with this palette. It performed better than Metropolis did. Yeah, I think she's consistently improved her quality as she's been putting out palettes. From what I've gathered, they've always seemed to get better. I really, really like these sparkly foiled formulas in here. They are unique. They are special. They are special shades, and they look just so glowing on the lids. The mattes in here perform so beautifully, even being more off the beaten path, kind of weird colors. They blended so easily into the skin and didn't look abrupt or strange or like they didn't belong. Like, it was very easy to transition everything and not need to pull in like a brown or anything like that. Like, I used the greens, nothing but green shades today, and it just did beautifully. I love the mustard undertones in here. I also love that there are some cool undertones mixed in. Really nice variety within this palette, and I am looking forward to creating some more looks for you guys with this palette because it is so pretty. But yeah, I figured we could do a quick first impressions though with it because I have to get my hands into it. I needed to see how it performed, what it did, what it looked like, and I had to dig into those greens. So here we are, and yeah, totally, to me, in my opinion, in my little world with makeup, it was worth the $69, closer to $75 with taxes and all that, but it was well worth it to me because this is the kind of palette that I reach for on a regular basis, and I love colors like this. That it's worth it for myself. Now, do I think everybody needs this palette? Absolutely not. Most people, honestly, are probably not attracted to these shades or gonna reach for them that often to spend that kind of price point for it. But if you do like these kind of colors, you're not going to be disappointed. I think this look just came out so beautiful. It was so easy. Very easy to do. Like, it was one of the most effortless eye looks I've ever done, and I love that. That's one thing I do appreciate about a lot of the more expensive, kind of higher end luxury brands like Natasha, Charlotte Tilbury, Pat McGrath. They're easy to work with palettes, and you don't have to spend very long blending. Things just work. You get a beautiful look, and they're reliable and just kind of trusty. Particularly with Natasha and Charlotte, I've noticed that with just the ease of use and minimal fallout and all around just really good, solid formulas. So anyway, yeah, that is our look, and that is my thoughts on the Yucca palette. Let me know what you think down below, and all the other products, of course, will be listed and linked down below as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.